Hi guys, how are you doing? And welcome to the Tech Cave. I thought I'd do a little video because I had, how would I describe it? A surprise haul of media, which is this. You can probably see it just behind me. It is, I wrote it down, 340 DVDs and CDs. Now there's a retail outlet near us which is having a clearance, and on their any Christmas lines in there were slashed to 10p. So we went down there and we bought up a few things for ourselves for next year. They had like wrapping paper, like 10-meter rolls of wrapping paper for 10p. So we, got some supplies for ourselves for next year, next Christmas, to put away in the loft. And then they had a load of media, and a lot of it was Christmas related. In fact, before Christmas, I was picking these up they were on offer before Christmas at 50p. This is Scrooge, the early black and white version of the film. I picked a load up before Christmas. I think it was 10 I had, and I sent those into Amazon, and they all sold at £7.50 each. I went back down there and they didn't have any more. When we went back after Christmas and they had this crazy clearance on at 10p an item, they suddenly had just boxes and boxes, piles of these, and I couldn't quite believe the media was going to be 10p. So I grabbed a load, went up to the tills, and it all scanned at 10p. So I quickly bought the lot of these Scrooges. How many did I get of those? 121. I filled a trolley basically of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share in a minute, because I've been going in just to find the product pages to show you, because it just seems ridiculous that this place is almost giving these away. I think the Scrooge one, let me just screen share and I'll show you first. Because they sell on eBay as well. I don't think it's much on eBay. Oh, hang on. I've got to change the window, bear with me. Right. Okay, so if I just screen share, I'll show you what I mean. Show the product page on Amazon. Right, is that working? Okay, so yeah, you should see this now. This is the Scrooge product page, or the Amazon's product page, I should say, for Scrooge. Right now, the cheapest FBA is £5.95 before fees. But like I said, before Christmas, I was getting £7.50, and they all sold really quick. So to me, it was an absolute no-brainer. I mean, it's an awful lot of stock, 121 units. Whether I can sell all of those next Q4, I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. If we click onto eBay, I found somebody that was selling the exact same DVD before Christmas on eBay. And you can see there, between November and Christmas Day, they sold 10 at, what were they selling them at? £5.80 with free shipping. So it's obviously not big money, but when you're spending literally pennies on these things, yeah, it seemed mad not to. So I bought the lot of those. It should be back with me. So yeah, that was that one. And then I had a look round, and they had various other lines. So what I did was I grabbed like one of each. I did a little bit of research on my phone, but they were 10p each. So I just thought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of every line, come home, do my research on eBay and Amazon. This place is only 10 minutes from my house, not even that. And go back and then buy up everything that I thought was worth doing. So yeah, I went a little bit berserk. They had these. I've got an awful lot of these. These two stacks at the end here is this film. Never heard of it before. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. And I thought, really, is there going to be anybody buying this? But yeah, people were managing to sell it. So if I just screen share again, and again, these were all, everything here was 10p each. So I'll just show you that product, and it surprised me what people were getting on that. So let's screen share again. So that one, Now, it does have a different cover. This is the product page for it on Amazon, but they have a different cover art, but it's exactly the same film. I wouldn't have a problem sending that in. It's exactly the same in every other way, apart from a slightly different cover image. And as you can see, cheapest currently is $7.73, but I don't think that's, no, that's not Prime. So the cheapest Prime there at $10.99. I looked at the sales history on Camel, and it was selling really well before Christmas. So I could send a load into Amazon, and then on eBay, people were selling it cheaper, but this is an example of somebody who sold one at $3.85 with shipping on. So that's $4.05, whatever that is, about a $5. So yeah, madness. Again, I've got a lot of those. How many did I get? 120 of those, but at 10p each. Yeah, at 10p each, I think I'm happy. I mean, let's say I can shift 50 at, let's say, I mean, on Amazon, who knows what I'll get? Maybe I could get a tenner each on Amazon. If so, from 10p investment, that's insane. If I can sell them on eBay for £4 or £5, it's so quick and easy to do. One listing, quantity of however many available. Perfect for me. And then the CDs. I bought a load of CDs. A few of the lines just have no demand, and I just didn't bother with. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines that I went back and bought everything of, which included this Frank Sinatra Christmas collection. Again, everything was 10p. It was mad. They had loads more. Quite a lot of the cases, they were just racked up. They were shoved in boxes. They were piled up. A lot of the cases were smashed, so I left a load. But anything that was in perfect condition, I grabbed. So I got all those Frank Sinatra ones, 48 of those. These, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It's like sort of same sort of era, the crooners. A load of those. There were 12 of those. Bing Crosby one, they're pretty good. White Christmas. It's Bing Crosby singing all the Christmas classics. I got 31 of those. Rat Pack. This has got Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, D. Martin, those sort of people. Not many of those. I think it's 8. Was it 8? Yeah, 8. And then a load of these. Now, these don't seem to be selling on their own, but at 10p each again, I'm going to pair those up and just make my listing stand out. So that's the plan with those. And I did a bit of research again, and they seem to sell. And I think I'm going to do pretty well on these. If I just screen share again, I'll show you what other people have been managing to get on eBay and see where a couple of them there are Amazon listings for, but not all of them. But I'll show you what I managed to find out. If we screen share again. Okay, so that's an example of somebody selling that. Hang on, that's a little bit large. Let's reduce that. This is actually a Music Magpie listing. New, as it says up there. They were selling them at £4.31. You can see that it was trending, or is trending currently, at £4.36. But they sold 47. How many did I have? I've got 48. So they managed to sell 47. It's actually still selling now at 4th of Jan, 2nd of Jan. But they sold all of those through the Christmas period just gone. They were selling it cheaper to begin with by the look of it. Look, 409. But you see, this is what I'm hoping to emulate. One listing, it'll take, what, 5 minutes to get a listing running of a CD, and then you sell them all off the one listing. And at 10p investment in each item, happy to go for that. So on Amazon, there's actually 2 listing pages for the same product for some reason. This is one of them. You can see it's not worth a great deal, but that's a marketplace, a Prime seller. There are people selling it cheaper, way cheaper, but they're not Prime. That's where the Prime price starts. So I may well send a load in there's quite a jump up to $9.99 there. So at Christmas, if these sort of lowball prime offers sell out, it would be amazing to be selling them at $9.99 each when my investment was 10p. But we'll see. So there's definitely a market for them, is the point. These don't seem to be as good. Couldn't find a listing on Amazon. On eBay, that's an example of somebody who did sell one at $4.37 and free shipping. So again, one listing, sell the lot off one listing, and I've only got a few of those. What was it? I had 12 of those. And then the Bing Crosby ones, they were pretty good. Quite a few people selling them on eBay, some selling them less, but this was an example of somebody who sold one at £4.60 and free shipping. I think that was one. Yeah, this is the Amazon listing. This is the same album. For some reason, they've got different cover art on the Amazon image, but I'd be happy to send them in. It's exactly the same track list, same number of tracks, same songs. So yeah, I could send that in. Had a pre-Christmas, it seemed to be selling really well. And that's the cheapest marketplace. I keep saying marketplace. That's the cheapest FBA price at the moment, $5.96. So I'd happily send a load in to Amazon, perhaps do half and half on Amazon and eBay. And then that other, the Rat Pack one, that's an example of somebody on eBay who sold 4 at $3.99. So again, not big money, but for the sake of one listing, and then they tick along off one listing, happy days. Plus, I'm going to add that other one that I showed you with the women's singers on it, and make mine, you know, that bit more appealing, and then perhaps sell the pair for a $5 or $5.99 or something. So yeah, pretty chuffed with that. If I just come out of here. So yeah, so I went for it. Like I said, I left a few lines that just didn't seem to have a market and hadn't been selling last December on either eBay or Amazon. But the stuff that has a very obvious market and people seem to be able to sell them fairly easily, I grabbed the lot, which totaled to 340 something items. So about 34, I think it was 348 exactly. So £34.80, I think, was my investment. I've got a weird sticky up here today. Doing a Caroline on me, on you. Yeah, so my investment's about 35 quid. Oh, sold something. Pokemon keyring. Yeah, if I worked out before, if I managed to sell all 348 items or whatever it is at an average, let's go low. Let's say the average net I get back is £3, but I think it would be a little bit higher than that. If I can get what I was getting this year on the Scrooges, and if I can manage to do pretty well on those Santa Claus, the average could easily be higher. But let's go with an average of £3 net profit on each item. It's going to make me over £1,000 for a random chance find in a clearance sale. So yeah, happy days. Only slight problem is these aren't really going to sell until at least October, November time. So I've got to sit these somewhere in storage. So I'm going to pack these up. I'm going to get a couple of these big boxes, chuck them in the loft, forget they exist until October. And then all I've got to do is write these 7 listings, send a load of them up to Amazon. So I'll probably do half and half on the ones that do have an Amazon listing. And yeah, just let them tick along. Happy days. So there you go. I thought I'd just share that with you while I had them out and I was sorting them, counting them and looking into them. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye for now.